What does a rhyming demon, an asshole Englishman, some side boob, a smart-ass dead man, a big green guy, a tased emerald fister, a naked purple woman with some beers, and Batman all have in common? Justice League Dark. We watched it, so you don't have to.
Welcome to episode 24 of the Comic Boot. I'm Kalen.
I'm Cody.
And I'm James.
Today it is finally my turn. It's magic, bitches! Justice League Dark.
Stupid shit.
Fuck you. Justice League... Justice League Dark has been released
Oh, wait, the sound's all... I'm just kidding.
Hey, I let you do your thing.
Hey, go. Justice League Dark. Sorry.
Justice League Dark has been released on DVD and Blu-ray combo pack. I think it's safe to say we enjoyed it dearly.
It was good. I have a lot of questions, though, because I'm not familiar, but
Fine.
We'll get there. This
is my reign. Yay. Okay, so this movie is one of many animated films that DC has done. These are probably the one projects that don't completely create a splinter faction like the DCEU does.
Oh, everybody loves
We love the animated stuff.
Even who cares? Everybody loves DC animated. Everybody loves DC.
I mean,
animated.
DC really has the monopoly when it comes to animated stuff.
Yeah, Marvel. I'm sorry, Marvel can't do anything.
You know what? Doctor Strange was good though.
The animated one?
Yeah, it was.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was actually, there was a lot of parallels between the animated one and the live action one.
Yeah, I know. When I was watching Doctor Strange, I kept on waiting for like people to see him that they weren't supposed to be seen, and they're like, "Hey," but that it never happened in the actual movie.
Oh well, there is still time. They're probably gonna have another 2 Doctor Strange movies if they follow through.
But I got one question for you.
What?
How about that side boob?
Is it really side boob if it's like the top part?
It's side and top and...
He's referring to Zatanna.
It's called 3/4 boob. Get it right?
3/4 boob?
Yeah.
Zatanna wears like a white corset
three
as
Jeffersons.
part of her outfit.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
3 Jeffersons.
What?
Moving on up! That's 3 Jeffersons, man.
Which one's Wheezy?
I don't know, man. Wheezy? Probably Batman when he grunts in the movie.
He does. Because he's out of his comfort zone. He has no idea.
He's brewing a poop the entire movie, I swear.
It's a shit demon! We'll get to that point. So
it's a lot of fun, though. It is a lot of fun. And
it's
Boston
great.
Brand is...
James found He found another guy he can obsess over.
I love Boston Brand.
Boston Brand, a.k.a. Deadman, is a trapeze artist who was murdered during one of his performances, became a ghost, but a Hindu goddess...
Ramakishnu. Ramakishnu? Yeah,
something like that.
Ramakishnu came to him.
And she said, you will be given the power to remain on this plane of existence, and you can possess the bodies of the living to help bring your killer to justice.
Well,
and he's taking his time.
Yeah.
Well,
originally it was he went to Batman to help him solve his crime, but then some shit happened, and he was still he still has to be Deadman.
God, but that guy, man. Whenever that scene in the hospital, whenever the nurse walks in
on him,
and he's like, and he just takes her over her body, and he's like, I'll keep these guys off of you.
Yeah, Manchester by the fucking sea.
Manchester by the fucking sea.
Oh God.
Okay, we're getting a little bit ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
What was I gonna say? I don't even remember now.
Well, this is the first time you saw it.
Yeah, it was.
Like we saw it 2 weeks ago. Whenever we said, "Hey, we're gonna watch it," and during our podcast, and we fucking watched it.
We did.
And then, of course, Kalen went and bought it, and now we watched it tonight with you. So, what did you think? What were your initial thoughts on it? Ladies and gentlemen, floor is to Cody Walker.
Floor is to Cody Walker. Goo goo gaga. No. I liked it a lot. I mean, compared to what the other ones I've seen in the DC animated universe, which is kind of its actual own thing again. It started off with War, but I don't know. I think I like it probably best of the ones I've seen, and I think for me, what it is with it, it's characters you don't see every time. Like, there's always movies with Batman or Superman or even the Flash.
I mean,
and
even
Green
though
Lanterns.
Batman is in this movie, he's not the focal point.
But he's kind of the tie to the entire universe.
Right. He's going to.
Yeah.
He's like the connector between the regular Justice League and Justice League Dark. And for those of you who don't know, Justice League Dark is a sect of the Justice League that's
Paranormal base, basically.
right. It's completed with characters who have had run-ins with the supernatural, with the unexplained, with the arcane arts, hell. So we got, who was our roster for? It was Constantine, Zatanna,
Swamp Thing,
Jason Blood / Etrigan the Demon,
who we brought up last week.
Yeah, we did.
Deadman,
yeah,
and Orchid,
and Black Orchid, who is that's actually not. I'll get to her later, but that's not actually how she is in the comic books. But
she doesn't have beers for you whenever you get done with the mission?
No.
It's bullshit.
All I have to say is if Matt Ryan does nothing else with the rest of his life but play John Constantine, I will be happy with that.
Oh, he's so good as John Constantine.
Well, he's doing 10-minute cartoons on
CW.
Whatever it is. CW Spur or whatever the hell
Seed,
that's it. CW Seed.
But the Justice League Dark movie opens with a woman in her car and she's stuck in traffic and she runs into somebody else's car and the guy gets out and comes over to her, but she sees this monstrous demon. She freaks out.
Horns coming out of his eyes.
Yeah, like really
shit.
fucked up stuff. And she just speeds off and she hits all these people who she thinks are demons. And then she gets picked up by Wonder Woman. And she's like, Wonder Woman, help me. There's demons everywhere. She's like, I don't see anything. The only person I'm here to save is them from you.
Yeah, the only demon I see is you.
Yeah. And then we have...
An evil person I see.
Yeah,
Something like that.
and we have other instances of League members stopping similar crimes.
The most powerful and dark one, and the reason that, I mean, the Superman one is just fucking brutal, man. The guy he's in his kitchen, and he thinks that his wife and child are demons, and he has a shotgun
pointed at
him. And Superman comes down, he fires into Superman's chest. Of course, it goes nowhere. He's like, don't you see it? And he's like, no, I see your wife and child. And he goes, they're next door neighbors.
They're the same way.
They're the same way. And Superman goes over and opens the garage and like...
No. He doesn't open the garage. He blasts the door down with his heat vision.
Well, good for him.
Most extra
he's just
thing.
Flexing out a little bit.
Right.
And then you see the bodies hanging and like...
They're mummified.
Like laid up.
They're like wrapped up in plastic or something. Like he murdered
just
all his
a
neighbors.
Brutal fucking scene. And that guy comes back into play.
Mm-hmm. After Batman receives an interesting, not so subtle message on his bathroom mirror and all over his walls, it says Constantine.
Yep, and that is Boston.
And we find out later that was Boston Brand. Segue to Constantine sitting at a poker table with Jason Blood and 3 demons. And they're playing a game of poker, and of course things get heated, as everything does when it comes to Constantine.
Because he's an asshole.
He is a huge asshole.
It's a wonder that he even has friends, to be honest.
He doesn't.
He has...
Chaz.
He has reluctant colleagues.
Chaz Kramer. That's it. No relation.
So... Yeah, so they...
No, it's completely...
We kind of have this nice... we have
Distant
this
cousins.
Nice introduction to all the characters, and then
Zatanna.
Yeah, Zatanna, she's doing her show, and then Batman comes to her, because they know each other from the past.
Yeah, she addresses him as Bruce, even though he's full
on. Batman.
He's got the cowl on.
And so then he asks, do you know John Constantine? And that's when Constantine comes in, and...
Well, the best part is that Boston jumps into Batman.
Yes, Boston possesses Batman, and he's like, Z, it's me! He's like, you gotta help, and something crazy's going down, and then he jumps out of Batman. Batman's like, what the hell is going on?
Because he can't see him.
Which comes off more
like...
a
ghost.
What's going on?
So...
Zatanna, I'm Batman.
Yeah, and they think it's magic, and of course they mention Felix Faust in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, because Justice League's sitting around the table at the Hall of Justice, and they're like, "We've met magic before."
Yeah.
And of course, at that point you want to see Superman go shit and just kind of back away out of the
like,
conversation.
He's like, Batman, you get this way.
I pulled something in my hamstring, guys. Got to sit this one out.
Gonna speed off to the Fortress of Solitude for a couple days.
Yeah, if you can't reach me, it's because I'm hiding. But yeah, they mention Felix Faust, and they mention other magic users that they've come across.
Shazam.
Well, he's a member of the Justice League. They didn't fight him.
But the greatest part about that whole scene is the fact that Martian Manhunter's sitting at the table.
Yes. So Martian Manhunter will probably... And I didn't think I saw Cyborg at the table.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever it first, after it shows the footage
everybody?
and it pans, the first thing on the right is their first person.
So I saw Hawkman.
And
Martian Manhunter were sitting right next to each other.
And it's not Hal Jordan this time. He's
John Stewart.
Because Hal is doing some other assignment, and Hal Jordan's like, why couldn't it have just been a giant furry monster?
Yeah. But it's John Stewart, so military man.
So it really kind of comes into this big introduction of everybody, what they can do, and then you get introduced to one of John's friends who's sick and dying because John needs a trinket and
to access the memories of the guy that Superman stopped.
Yeah, the guy who murdered
Ashanti Key.
That's the Ashanti Key, which basically creates a portal into your mind, so Constantine and Zatanna go into this guy's mind to find the memory and that moment when he actually loses his sanity. And this also is when one of our favorite scenes takes place, where you kind of smash cut to an unknown person, mixing something in a cauldron, saying some magic spells, and then it cuts back to the hospital bathroom where he summons a shit demon.
And Kevin Smith goes,
Called
I did
it
first.
And this thing is trying to attack them while they're in the hospital. But
the monster
of course,
Golgotha or whatever it is.
In
Dogma.
But of course, Zatanna and Constantine leap out of the guy's mind just in time. Zatanna obliterates this thing because she is OP as shit.
Well, the one thing I want to say is that two things actually. Whenever they were in the mind, the representation of memories I found was really cool. How it was kind of bubbles.
Or, like orbs.
Yeah, orbs, where they could hold the orb and access that memory. I thought that was kind of a neat way to represent it.
Even during that, Constantine shattered the specific memory they needed to get a piece of information from it to bring out.
Yeah. The one thing that I made a correlation to, I don't know if you guys have seen Through the Looking Glass, the second Alice in Wonderland movie.
Yes.
Okay, where they're on the boat type thing after they leave.
And time is like an ocean.
And time is like an ocean, and you see the memories
in the waves.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah, a little bit. And then, of course, through that memory, you find out that the item in question that Constantine pulled from the memory belongs to Felix Faust, a wizard that they mentioned earlier in the film. But they can't necessarily find him because he has powerful cloaking magic protecting his observatory.
Like the Klingons.
Is that a thing?
Star Trek, man.
Well, I know that Klingons are Star Trek, but I know that they used cloaking magic.
No, not magic, but devices.
Yeah, the warbirds are always invisible, man.
So they go to none other than Swamp Thing for help.
Yeah.
And Swamp Thing reluctantly helps
But the asshole, of course, is floating on a little ring of fire.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash style, and he goes, "Swamp Thing, come out. I know you're here."
Or the Posies get it.
The Posies get it.
Yeah. The Posies get it.
And Swamp Thing finally appears, because you don't threaten flowers with Swamp Thing.
You don't threaten the green, period.
But he shows up, and he is like 20 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
He's terrifying to look at.
Jesus.
And then Zatanna comes in, and she knocks Constantine off his little floaty
He races his floaty thing, he falls into the water, swamp water.
He's thinking, you bitch.
Probably. But Zatanna reaches out to Swamp Thing, and she said, we need your help, millions will die, and you'll be able... What?
He goes, I'll show you where it is, because I don't want you here, or something
Yeah, he's like, I'll bring you there, so you won't be here. And so they find the observatory, and they Etrigan shows up
Mm.
because Jason was like, or because Swamp Thing drops him off. He's like, okay, do